Hello. I feel that it is the time to begin to explain what my relationship with reality divine really is. And it's been developed from my own fucking experience. I didn't get it from a book. I have paid attention. So here goes. The common idea of the source of like creation, manifestation, and all that is a male figure often in a lot of religions. As far as I can tell, that is false when it comes to reality, because energy, the birth of energy, is it's in its base form is chaotic and comes from the feminine. So if you want to actually attribute, if you want, let's say things do get created, God or goddess or whatever, these are just fucking words. God is more likely a mother of chaos. Bizarrely enough, does that mean that we ought to be off our heads and completely chaotic and twisted? No, but what it means is, so why do you think that people will say, they'll call a ship she for some reason? Now, somebody probably say like some crap thing like it's because of this. Like, no, I know why it is. If you've seen the episode of Star Trek where Kirk, like, I can't even remember what happens, but like, he basically realizes that to exist in relation to reality is a relationship to chaos, which is like a feminine thing. It encapsulates the feminine, but yin and yang live within each other, so there's order in each. But order is also a concept and can be seen as just another form of chaos. So it's really to do with perception and what you deem order. But what is order for one will be chaos to another. Makes sense? So to exist in a vessel is kind of like a masculine thing, in my opinion. And like, chaos is like void. You cannot have substance without space. You look at the fucking, what's it called? the genitalia. It's a 0 and a 1. So does that mean that women are like, no? Well, no, that's ridiculous. I've just said that God's the mother of chaos, so that's like ridiculous way of thinking about that. These ideas, I'm just talking here. I'm not got a fucking script. I've just woke up. The point is this is what religion should be like. If you like it's not supposed to be some refined thing. Like it's an ever-growing mystery that will never be complete, and encapsulates your relationship with reality. And every single, let's say this will become a new religion. Every single individual will have their own fucking like take on it that is based on their own perceptual like makeup, what they have learned in their own experience. But the basis of these ideas, I consider them to be quite accurate. The mother of chaos, the relationship with the vessel. Chaos flows into the senses and the senses make order out of them. It's all to do with like projective like reality and all that kind of thing, the force of attraction, that kind of thing. It's all synchronized because it interconnected butterfly effect has to work that way. And of course, these sort of ideas have been explored. There are certain things in many religions that are very much like, they're in alignment, but as far as I can tell, there is not one religion that exists whatsoever that is entirely aligned, and neither is this one. But the reason this one that I'm saying now is the most aligned is because I know it's not aligned, so it's the most aligned for that reason. It's an evolution. It's not really a religion. It's like a well, I'm gonna call it a religion for the fucking sake of it. Anyway, I don't know what the religion ought to be called. I just said the fucking first word that comes to my mind. Ramaskali. Right, that's what it'll be called for the foreseeable future. The religion of Ramaskali. Okay? So, like, it's really in the name. Like, religion is a lie, but it's kind of like to do with head-on mentality. And, some people determine that everything's deceptive to a certain degree, but in my opinion, it's really not. So I think some things are really attempting to truthfully relate to things without deceiving. But if you're honest with yourself, funnily enough, you will find that you cannot get by without deceiving, whether it's for a dark motive or to teach somebody a lesson. Anyway, so I'll finish with this. Sigmund Freud, he talked about libido and things like that, and I haven't read his work, but I'm familiar with one of the main ideas of what he was banging on about. And I don't think, I know that he was actually onto something with it. Because I've had certain spiritual experiences time and time again where it's to do with sex, all of it. I mean, why do things reproduce? It's like a truly divine manifestation, like, of reality. Think about it. It's a relationship between masculine and feminine. So if you've got transcendental characters that have overcome a lot of obstacles and represent superlative things in a duality, then the highest form of creation is like fucking Well, how do I describe this? Transcendentally rippling mind sex that basically like creates and manifests the entirety of the universe or the multiverse or whatever you want to call it. That is the birth of everything. God and goddess fucking each other so that time can entwine. So I hate to break it to you, everybody, but we're sort of like we're sort of just knocking about in the mind of like, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Mr. and Mrs. Impossible while they fuck each other. Like, but that's a vulgar way of putting it for a laugh. But really, it's the most beautiful form of like intimate creation possible, an energetic transfer and relationship between push and pull and, you know, on and off and all that kind of thing. So I'll leave you with that.